BTS News Today. The Korean entertainment world is once again touched by a profound story involving one of the most sensitive and loving members of BTS, Park Jimin. In a recent interview conducted by Shi Hyuk, founder of HYB labels as well as a key figure behind BTS's global success, a simple but meaningful statement from Jimin revealed the emotional side of the relationship between BTS members, which has rarely been shown clearly to the public. The sentence mentioned by Bang PD was very simple but so deep. If Jungkook leaves, I leave. For a moment, the world seemed frozen. The moment not only illustrates the depth of the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook, it is also a symbol of solidarity, love, and loyalty that have been part of BTS' long story for over a decade. This story is no ordinary drama. It is a reflection of the unshakable bond of brotherhood. Even in the midst of career pressure, the international stage, and the call of duty of the state that separates them physically, the interview took place in a very intimate and private setting. Shi Hyuk, who has been known as a genius producer who is not easily dissolved in emotions, this time it opens up a side of him that is rarely seen. It tells the story of how one night, in the midst of a stressful discussion about the future of BTS, especially after some members began serving in the military, Jimin spontaneously uttered the phrase. It's not a threat, nor is it a form of whining, but rather the expression of a very sincere heart, from a person who feels that he cannot continue if his brother is no longer by his side. According to Bang PD, Jimin looked so calm when he said that. There were no tears, yet his eyes were empty, looking straight ahead. At that time the room became very quiet. Even the sound of the AC disappeared, Bang PD said in a quiet voice in the interview. Jimin is not making a drama. He just said honestly that if Jungkook were to leave and not be in this world, in any context, he wouldn't even be able to bear to stay. The moment came not long after one of the toughest moments ever experienced by BTS, the transition to military service. Jungkook, the Golden Magne, is one of the last members scheduled for state duty. In internal discussions, there is a very human fear. What if one of them doesn't come back the same way as before? What if time and distance change them? And in that moment, Jimin, who has been known as the little angel of BTS, showed a side of maturity and tenderness that moved the hearts of all those present. Those words not only touched Shi Hyuk, but also made some of the staff cry silently. Some even admitted that they could not sleep that night. It shows how deep and intimate the relationship is between two people who have lived together since childhood. We are talking about two adult men. In the eyes of the world, he may just be an idol. But underneath it all, they're just interdependent human beings, loving each other in the purest sense of the word, said one of HYBE's staff who participated in the meeting but chose not to be named. The story soon spread like wildfire in midsummer among HYBE's internal staff, and soon the army began to smell this story. Speculation has sprung up, and fans who have followed BTS's journey from day one, as if already knew, Jimin and Jungkook's relationship is not just an ordinary bromance. They are two souls interconnected by an invisible knot, which cannot be explained by distance, time, even fate. This moment is the culmination of a series of interactions that have been seen by the public as a form of deep affection between the two BTS members. From the silent embrace behind the stage, the messages are veiled in the lyrics of the song, to the way Jimin always stood by Jungkook's side when the others were busy with other things. There is something special in the way they interact. And now, through the recognition of Bang PD, the world finally understands that everything is not made up. That behind the sweet smile and perfect choreography, there is a true love story that is growing between them. After this news spread, social media platforms such as Twitter and Weverse were filled with expressions of emotion from fans. The hashtag if Jungkook goes I will go has become a trending topic in various countries. Army members from all over the world started sharing videos of Taekook's moments and emotional posts about sincere friendship and love. Many admitted to crying after reading Bang PD's statement. An Italian writer wrote, "I don't know them personally, but it breaks my heart to hear this. Jimin is the heart of BTS, and Jungkook is his breath." Not only that, a number of celebrities and other musicians who have worked with BTS also gave their responses. Halsey wrote in her Instagram story, "You don't even know how much love there is in this group. it's not just music. While Chris Martin of Coldplay, in an interview in France, mentioning that a bond like BTS has is a very rare thing and must be protected. What about Jimin and Jungkook? Of course, they have not directly responded to this news. Both are still serving military duty. But the fans who paid the most attention to them found many clues in the handwritten notes that Jimin shared before entering the military. In one of those letters, Jimin wrote, "If I can no longer hear your voice when morning comes, then my day will not begin." The fans are sure that the sentence was intended for Jungkook. Jungkook, on the other hand, in his last live broadcast before enlisting in the army, he tried to hold back his tears when he heard Jimin's name. "Hyung, I'll wait for you. Don't think too much and stay warm," Jungkook said in his live broadcast, before finally smiling bitterly and turning his gaze towards the window, as if hiding the emotional turmoil that he could not fully show. The moment, which was recorded by thousands of Army Live, it is now one of the most frequently reshared clips on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. This story not only shows the deep relationship between Jimin and Jungkook, but it is also an important marker that in the midst of the glamour of the entertainment world, there is a side of humanity that often escapes the camera's spotlight. For many fans, BTS is not just a music group, but also a home, a shelter from the harsh world. And the relationship of Taekook or Jikook or other designations that fans pin is the epitome of sincere love. Take care of each other and be unselfish. Even after months of not performing together in person due to conscription, the echo of love between them remains strong. Handwritten letters, seemingly simple but meaningful messages, and gazes in old videos are now being reanalyzed by the army. It's all evidence that those feelings never fade. Shortly after Bang Shi Hyuk's interview spread, major Korean and international media outlets began to bring up this story as proof that the relationship between BTS members goes beyond the limits of professionalism. The Korea Herald, Yonhap News, even Rolling Stone and Billboard also reported and highlighted Jimin's quote. In an editorial, Rolling Stone said, "Jimin is not creating poetry. He just opened his heart. And when an artist is honest, the world will pause to listen." Back in South Korea, the atmosphere at HYBE headquarters in Yongsan was a little different. A number of staff claimed that since Jimin's statement appeared to the public, they feel closer emotionally to the projects that BTS is working on. "This is no longer about industry. It's about family. We want to take care of them, like they take care of each other," said a visual project manager who did not want to be named. Meanwhile, armies from different countries began to design global projects in honor of this moment. Several big fan sites are putting together a short documentary video that contains a compilation of sweet moments between Jimin and Jungkook, accompanied by narration from fans in various languages. There are also fundraising projects whose proceeds will be donated on behalf of Jungkook Brotherhood to mental health institutions and children's organizations. The most touching thing was the open letters written by fans from different countries, whose content is to thank Jimin for showing that feelings do not always have to be explained, quite felt. One of the most viral letters comes from a Brazilian army. "When you say if Jungkook leaves, I leave, we all feel that. We all have someone who makes life easier. Thank you for representing our feelings." Now, the public can only wait until their conscription period is over. But one thing is certain. The bond between Jimin and Jungkook has created an emotional legacy that will continue to live on in the hearts of fans. Not just because they are two K-pop stars, but because they are two human beings who love and support each other unconditionally, in silence, in laughter, and in words that shake the world.